What's up, everybody? Been a little while. Took a little time off. I was at Autodesk University last week, learning about all this fun products and updates and things like that. So, had to come back and start making some updates as things go. Those of you who are Revit, 2026 users, if you use Windows 11, you'll really want this update. Excuse me. They have finally put in an update for Revit that fixes the freezing issues with Windows 11. So, those of you who have seen like the startup freeze up, everything like that, you're going to want to run um, this update because the 26.3 fixes a lot of stuff. It runs a lot smoother after, and just generally seems healthier. So, we're going to go through our PowerShell scripts. We're going to find one we made for 26.2, which hopefully I kept a copy. Here we go. And we're going to make some quick changes. The beauty of once you start doing this a lot is you really just have have the scripts. The scripts are easy. You get one that works. Kind of go from there. So, all of our updates, installs, things like that become very repetitive. So you'll see me reuse a lot. So like for this, for example, put this here. Here we were also removing something from a roaming profile, so I will take that out now. I don't need that anymore. But basically we're going to go in and we're going to force it to run the update. I think that other line was to basically remove INI files, and then we've since updated. But here's all it is. Very simple PowerShell script. Basically says take what we have in the input Autodesk folder, named Autodesk, put it on C Autodesk. From there, use command prompt. This is the key to all this stuff. Don't run in PowerShell, but they run in command prompt. So call a command prompt to run it. Use the quiet. I usually say wait 2 minutes after it's done, and then drop the delete line. So basically, this will clean up the file space that the update took. So that's really how simple the updates are to roll out. So we're going to go ahead and package this up in just a second. I'm going to save this just to make sure we have a copy. Rename it. I hate how they changed all the windows, but so this is 3, and then we're going to call PowerShell, and we're just going to make a package. So we're going to go into our Intune folder, and we need quotes because it's in our input Autodesk folder. And we're gonna run this. Now, full disclosure, I already have this installed on this machine because I wanted to test what 2026.3 would fix. But it's not bad to have it do kind of a check. Make sure there's no errors in the script. Basically, the install will not fully run just because it'll say it's already there. Or depending on what checks they put in the install, it may run, and then you'll see it. Just in case you guys hear a lot of barking, my kids are home and they're taking the dogs out, and our neighbors' dogs are out. So, full disclosure, if that's in the background, apologies in advance. But there we go. So we see that kind of kick off. We'll probably see it spin up in a second. Usually see some spin up in like the services for security, and then we'll see if this spins up. It may not at all because it'll just say it's detected and do that, but we'll see it go to like the next line. You can also check by looking in your C drive to see where it is in the process. So, oh look, there, it copied the file in, so it'll attempt the run, and we'll see what happens. See the command prompt. And I'm guessing nothing's going to happen because, oh, just saw it pop up. Waiting for it to like give me a pop-up that it's already installed or already on the system, but we'll give that a sec. You can see the Autodesk installer app. So just see if anything kicks off, and then once it's done, I will say sometimes these take a little bit to queue up as well, so there's always that. Bring up the registry while we're here. There goes the installer finally. See, it kicks off a little bit. We'll see where this goes. There's the installer running. Like I said, it's process. It's Autodesk. So we'll let that kind of go. It's going to go through the whole unpackaging, everything, and then we will, it'll probably just say it's not there. I'm going to mute a little bit just because my dogs are being loud, and as soon as this finishes, we'll go to the next step. Sorry, I was mute for a little bit. So just coming down into the registry, you can see that the key for release 3 is already here because, like I said, I had already installed it for testing purposes. This is kind of my target. The other thing is that you'll find a lot of times if you have to reinstall, if you just delete this key, it won't know that it's installed and it'll reinstall. So if you have an issue with an install with a patch like this, just come in and delete this key under software, Autodesk Revit, and then the release version. Same thing for any others. Just go in there and release. I don't know if you saw it in the background over here, but our installer file deleted itself. That's part of our script to clean up. So it walked through, it's done, and we're going to go ahead and package it up. So go back to PowerShell. We're going to go back to Intune, call the script, and put Autodesk, and then our script name, just to make sure we're not missing anything, is Revit 2026-3 install.ps1 output folder. And no, we don't specify the catalog. This is going to zip up. It'll be just maybe around the same size as kind of the actual package file. We're going to let that run. Just shouldn't take too long on this machine, but we'll let that package run. So literally it's packaging up your PowerShell script, and inside the Autodesk folder is that update that we're using, that first line to move. You don't need to make an Autodesk folder. I just found it simpler when I make bigger packages. So. Stayed on mute while this runs. There's a lot of background noise going on here. Trying to spare some ears, but you can see this shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, hopefully, and then we can upload and start making our package and things like that. So we will do that next, but we just need this file to start the process. Alright, we are churning along, almost done. Alright, we got our file, so I'm going to go ahead and make our package now. As you see some of our other ones. I generally like to name them the same. Sometimes the convention gets a little out of whack if I'm in a rush. But we'll go and select our app. Go and select our file. Apparently my dog ran a marathon outside, so he's breathing like a lunatic. You can see it's about 1.8 gigs, right? So we'll take that. Go ahead. We're going to do Revit 2026 update 3.0. And then I like to grab the Revit help. Just grab kind of like the updates. So we'll go with the issues resolved. Kind of paste that in for the release notes. Publisher, you always have to put in app version 2026.3.0. We'll put this under what we call our Autodesk updates and add-ins. Informational URL. Take this. You don't have to do all of this. Some of these fields are required, but you really don't have to. I think I have a Revit 2026 icon somewhere. these larger so I can actually see. There we go. So we have that. Now we need our install command. So just like last time, we're going to take kind of this PowerShell line, execution bypass, and then it's the name of your script. So this isn't the name of our script, but you know, that's in there from before. So we'll just copy kind of the name. We'll go to properties just to make sure we don't accidentally add any spaces. There we go. Uninstall command. There isn't one for any updates, so I just leave it blank. We don't uninstall from here. If we really have to remove a program or an update with Revit, it's really going to be uninstalling the whole thing. So they even say in like their install logs, like you can't kind of roll back just the update. So you have to basically like uninstall and start from scratch. So do it as NA, that's fine. Requirements, minimum operating system, there you go. Detection rules, here's where we pick our registry key. So we're going to add this, go to registry, we're going to grab the path, which is everything up here, put that in. The value name that I like to use for this one is the RxID, and then we say string comparison equals, and then it's got to equal that. So that way you know it's installed. And that's really one of the last registry keys that's there. So the dependency here is important, right? So you can't install this if you don't have Revit 2026. I'll hit select. No, do not automatically install. Why is this important? Because when you pick it's available for all machines, it will download this if they don't have it, and we don't want that. We let our users install the main version, and then all the updates come down automatically. But we don't want the update to install the main version. So there's that. So we say no to automatic install. Supersedence, yes, we're going to supersede 2026. So we'll supersede our previous update. We'll kind of supersede all these, so it doesn't try to install those, it just goes to the main one. No, we won't uninstall them because again you can't. And assignments. So I'm not actually going to assign this right now because I'm going to set it for actually we can show you what you do. So do all users. I'm actually going to set the availability on this one because we don't want it to install before Sunday. So we're going to pick a specific date and time. So this is going to be available starting Sunday the 28th at midnight. I've already told all my users who have 2026 just turn your computer on. It'll start coming down, and that's what we'll do. So that's when it'll be available to them. So they will get it starting midnight on Sunday. So this ensures that they're done. We had a couple deadlines today, and we're giving them an extra day for Monday. Also going to make it available for any users. So they could go ahead and download it now if they were going to do something this weekend and they wanted to. That just means it'll show in Company Portal once the app is ready. So there we go. Go ahead and hit create, and it's going to go ahead and upload. This just depends on your internet connection, but it could take, you know, for the bigger packages, it's like well over an hour. For like something like this at 1.8 gigs, it's going to take probably, you know, 20 minutes. And then in another 15, it'll probably be available on Company Portal. But that's kind of it for making Revit 2026 update 3.0. So there you go. Have fun.